Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Erin and today is Friday, which means it's Book Review Friday. I hope you guys are excited because I am very excited to talk about the book that we are talking about today. This is When the Sky Goes Dark by Oliver Seneca. This was sent to me, just giving you guys that disclaimer once again. This was sent to me. Oliver reached out and asked if I would like a copy of his book to review for you guys, and I said absolutely. You guys know that even though a book is sent to me, you will get my 100% honest review because that's what this channel is about. It's about honest reviews. Let's talk about the cover. Like always, I really like this color. I do like this color, but I like this cover as well. I love blues. Blues are some of my favorite colors ever, and I think this stands out in the horror genre just because, like I've said before, it's a lot of oranges, reds, blacks, because those are colors associated with the genre. Personally, I gravitate towards blues in a lot of aspects of my life. I really like this cover. I think it's cool. I think it's pretty. I mean, as much as a horror cover can be pretty, I like to describe it as pretty because it's something I find aesthetically pleasing. I know that pretty is a funny way to describe a horror book cover, but I think it's nice to look at, which makes it pretty in my eyes. So I think it's very nice. Okay, let's get into a synopsis and then I will give you guys my thoughts. Jonathan Barnes is a pretty average guy. He's a college student and he studies psychology, and he's just trying to navigate life like any other college student is. His only real issue is that he can't seem to start conversations with the opposite sex. Skylar is a girl in one of his psych classes and he has a big crush on her, but she's about to graduate after this semester and he hasn't even said hello to her. This turns out to be the least of his problems when things start getting a little strange at Whitehaven College. First, a girl gets taken away by EMTs for randomly passing out in the bathroom. She was found unresponsive and not breathing. Everyone starts gossiping about this, of course, and they start thinking that it could be drug related, specifically heroin, but of course no one actually knows at this time. Then one night when John is getting out of a very late class, he decides to grab dinner at the cafeteria. But an unsuspecting dinner turns into something more. A group of people outside start fighting, hitting, punching, swinging things. It's full on chaos. The police do end up showing up, but the people fighting end up trying to attack the officer. The fight finally gets broken up because the officer starts tasing people. John doesn't know what to think of the situation. He thinks maybe the students are a little more riled up than normal because finals are right around the corner and the semester is almost over. Of course, that's not it. Then, when things can't get any worse, John's roommate Brandon invites him to a little get-together one night. John is hesitant because he is working on a paper that is due the next day and it is kind of late. But Brandon ends up telling John that Skylar will be at this little get-together. This motivates John to drop his paper and take the chance that he could get to know Skylar and actually talk to her for once. However, their innocent fun night is cut short by bloodshed. Outside on the campus, students are fighting each other. Again, the police get called, people get shot, people die, a lot of people die. It's pure insanity. Almost everyone on campus ends up dead, and John has no idea what's causing these people to turn into maniacs. With only a vague voicemail left by his parents, John is left with more questions than he is answers. Okay, I will leave that there for you guys. Just a little toe dip into the book so you can get a feel for if you would like to check it out for yourself. So first off, I am not an apocalypse type of horror kind of person. I don't know what it is. It's very rare that I find an apocalypse type horror book that I really enjoy. I do like to give them a try though, just because I want to find one that I do like, and it is hard for me to find one that I do like just because, I don't know, the plots are always just so blah in my opinion. I just usually don't enjoy them. They're just not my kind of horror. However, I feel like this plot is very realistic for an apocalypse plot, and that's why I like it, because I am a realistic horror type of person. If it doesn't seem like it can realistically happen, I don't care for it. It's just because I'm not scared of things that I know aren't real. I think that happens with a lot of people. So a lot of things in horror, I know that they're not real, so therefore it takes the scare factor out for me. If it can't physically happen to me, then I'm not scared of it. That's why I typically go more towards serial killers, slashers, or the paranormal, because I do believe that the paranormal is real. So those things are more scary to me because I find them to be realistic. But I found this plot to be extremely realistic for an apocalypse type horror. I can imagine this happening, and it's crazy, honestly. Like, reading it, it kind of made me feel weird because of the fact that I do think it could be a realistic thing to happen. The beginning was a tad slow, in my opinion. I didn't think I was going to like it during the first few chapters because I couldn't get sucked in right away. So I was a little nervous because I thought that this was going to be the entire book and I wasn't going to fully commit myself to it. However, when things started heating up, I definitely got hooked in really fast and everything just started snowballing, and it was easier for me to get sucked in than it was in the beginning. It did kind of feel a little surreal to read because we are in the middle of a pandemic, so I couldn't help but relate to the characters just a little bit. Of course, what's happening in the book is not exactly what's happening here in, the real world. However, it did give me that sense of feeling trapped, helplessness, loss of control that I do feel right now. So I felt like that was similar, at least for me, it felt similar to what we are living right now. You also get these chapters where John talks about his relationship with his dad, which I thought tied in really nicely to what was already happening in the book or what was about to happen. They connected very nicely with what was happening in the past and the present. It just flowed very nicely and it made a lot of sense. I also thought it depicted family relationships very well. It shows the bad and the hardships, but how you would do anything for your family. Of course, family relationships will look different to everyone. Not everyone has the same family structure. Not everyone has the same family ties. Not everyone feels the same about their family as other people. So these examples for me were more of a very average family depiction. I don't think everyone will be able to relate to the family relationship in this book, but I think a lot of people will. I also always felt myself rooting for the characters in the book. Every time a new character was introduced, I just felt like I had to root for them because they were pretty likable. I also felt slightly connected to John because he's a psychology major and I was a psychology major when I was in college, so I felt that little connection where I could relate to him and understand his college experience a little bit. I will say John did irritate me a few times. I thought for the most part he was a good character, but sometimes he was so focused on his family in the book that he lost rational thinking and he ended up doing stupid things that could have ended very, very bad or worse than they did for him. I thought the ending was sad. It made sense for the type of book that this is, but it didn't take away that sadness that I felt reading the ending. I didn't expect anything less for the ending, but I'm a sucker for a happy ending, even in horror. I know that's an unpopular opinion. I know everyone likes when everyone dies and evil wins or whatever. I can't do that. I like a hero overcoming evil kind of thing. That's just in my nature. I'm a very happy ending kind of person all around, even in horror. So I was a little disappointed, but also the ending made sense. So I wasn't too disappointed. Overall, I was really pleased with the book. I liked the plot. I thought it was really different and cool for a apocalypse horror. And it did keep me wanting to read more. It kept me trying to figure out what was going to happen next, or if I could figure things out. And when I couldn't figure things out, then I just wanted to keep reading so I could figure out what was going on, because it kind of drove me insane that I didn't know the reason for everything happening until the end. But I do think that's good writing when you keep the reader guessing till the very end, because then that means that they had to read the whole book to figure out what was going on, and that's usually what you want, someone reading your entire book. So I think he did a good job on that, and overall, I really liked the book. I think this is a good apocalypse horror. I do have to say that this is probably one of the better apocalypse horrors that I've read, because it did keep me guessing, it did make me want to read more, and I didn't get irritated halfway through. So thank you again to Oliver Seneca for sending me his book. I will leave a link in the description down below if you guys want to purchase it for yourself. That way you can just click and go buy it. Yeah guys, I think that's all I have to say on this book. I think it's pretty clear that I did enjoy it a lot, and I highly recommend, especially if you do like apocalypse type horrors. I think this will be a good addition to your collection. Okay guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know what kind of content you enjoy from me. That way I can keep doing it for you. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We are so close to 800 subscribers, which is insane. So if you want to be friends and talk about makeup, horror, anime, manga, all kinds of stuff, I do a lot on this channel, so there's hopefully something for everyone. And with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!